We have some exciting news about military campgrounds for all of our military veterans.
So stay tuned. Thanks to the Purple Heart and Disabled Veterans Equal Access Act of 2018, yes, I had to read it to make sure I said it right. Veterans are now allowed access to military bases as of 2020. But the question is, which veterans are going to be allowed access?
Yeah, very good question. So if you are a Purple Heart recipient, a prisoner of war, former prisoner of war, and a disabled veteran with a service-connected disability code of 0% to 90%, you may be eligible.
To find out if you are one of these eligible veterans, head on over to our blog, which of course I'm going to link above and below, to find out if you qualify. I'm going to have a ton of links for you to go through to read all the rules and regulations from the Department of Defense.
Keep in mind the base commander or the base CO still has the discretion on what items or what facilities that you can partake in.
Yeah. So if they're really crowded with active duty members already, they're not going to let any more people bog down the system. But according to the Department of Defense and the forums that you can find the links for, most facilities won't have this problem.
No.
There are very few facilities that this may or may not occur with.
Yeah. So campgrounds, MWR facilities will be available if you meet the wickets.
So, well, speaking of that, let's talk about a whole bunch of items that are going to open up if you qualify to get on the base. Of course, the big ones are the commissary and the exchange, and there are, of course, rules for those. So make sure you read what the rules are for using both of those. MWR, and that's where the campgrounds fall under. Also, bowling, base clubs, golf courses, and rentals like kayaks and boats and stuff.
So that's a wide range of things that are now open to veterans.
So here's a list of some of the items that are maybes. It's going to be base dependent, and that's going to be the movie theater, the swimming pool, fishing, and the ticket office. And then there are a list of items that are not going to be available just because mainly they're keeping them for active duty.
Yeah, so your gyms, libraries, childcare, the MAC flights, and pharmacy.
And just so you know, the USO is on the no list as well, but it's not a military organization. It's a private organization, but they just wanted you to be aware of that.
Right.
So now that we've kind of dabbled a little bit about this new act that's put into place, let's talk about military campgrounds in depth just a little bit.
Go ahead.
Oh, you want me to start?
Yeah.
You don't want to start with prices?
I have no idea what you're going to say.
Okay, I'll go first. All right, let's start with camping fees. So military bases, believe it or not, they're not free.
No, contrary to popular belief, we do not stay on the base for free, nor does any eligible person. You still have to pay, and it's all area dependent on what the prices are.
That's right. We have paid anywhere from $17 a night to $50 a night, but there are some campgrounds in high areas that are up to $100 a night. The average campground is about $22 a night.
Yeah, and that is straight full hookup, water, sewer, and electric. We have not found, I should say, where you have to pay for electric.
No, if you stay for the month. There's usually not an extra fee for electric. It's usually included in your fee.
So as an example, we stayed at a Army base in San Antonio, Fort Sam Houston. We paid $440 for the month, full hookups.
Yeah.
We stayed at a campground outside of the base for a month, and it was $750 a month, plus we had to pay for our electric.
Yeah.
So you can see there is a big savings going on the base, but it's still not free. It just saves us a few bucks.
Right. Now, the length of time you'll be allowed to stay at each campground will vary from campground to campground, just like the prices vary. At campgrounds we have stayed at so far, we've seen 2-week limit all the way up to a 6-month limit. So it's really going to depend on the campground and the area.
Right, and depending on your status or whether you're active or retired, there is a certain length of time that you can call and make reservations.
Right.
For active duty, I think you can reserve a year out at most places.
Yeah.
And reserve, like us, it's 6 months out.
So, and they did say, according to the DOD policy, that the new veterans are either going to fall into the retired category, So you can check those when you're looking at the campgrounds, or they may actually put you in a lower category than the retired. But that's completely going to depend on how busy the MWR facilities are. So hopefully this will answer some of your questions. We have a ton of info over at the blog and a ton of links for you to find out if you're eligible. So for those of you who are now eligible to enter the base, you might see us on one of the campgrounds.
That's right. And you know, we get a lot of questions from veterans on when can I or how can I. Here's your opportunity. Not everybody may meet the wickets, but it does not hurt to look into it.
That's right.
And it opens up other opportunities while traveling.
That's right. All right. Thanks for popping in for this short little info video. It is a bonus video. We will still have our regular video on Saturday.
Yep.
If you have any other questions about us, we have a ton of info on our website and our blog. It tells you when the next meetups are going to be to hang out with us.
Yep. And that is at todayissomeday.net.
That's right. So I'll have that listed below. And make sure you head on over to our village and join our little community there.
That's right.
And we will see you at the Our Village rally coming up in February. For those of you wondering what dates and times will be available to meet with you at the Tampa Super Show, head on down below. I'm going to put a link to our events, and it'll have the exact booths and times and all the info you need to meet up with us.
Yep, good stuff.
That's right. But other than that, we will see you at the show.